Hello, good afternoon. I think yesterday I was still thinking about our British time, and so I was saying good morning when I'm supposed to be saying good afternoon to you, but today I remembered, and I'm on my main profile page today. I'm just trying to invite people in. I think a lot of people I'm tagging instead of inviting. So sorry if this is annoying, just remove the tag. I'll figure all these things out as we go. My intention is to actually invite you to this session. Okay, I think I'm done with that for now. Now, welcome. So today we are going to continue our discussion about the Montessori child. This is the Montessori Family Project. Yesterday we spoke about the different stages of development of a child. In the Montessori pedagogy, we have what we call the 4 planes, and that's what we talked about. Our children in the nursery school are usually in the first plane, that is the 0 to 6. And I am going to concentrate on the 0 to 6 for a couple of days. Hello, I can see that I have some people online. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Please let me know where you're watching from. So, the Montessori child will be concentrating on the 0 to 6 for now. Okay, and today I want to talk about a very special secret that Maria Montessori discovered about the child. And children between the ages of 0 to 6 are the ones predominantly who predominantly feature this particular aspect. It's called the absorbent mind. So today we'll be talking about the absorbent mind. Now, imagine you have a sponge and you have water on the floor and you use a sponge. You know what the sponge does? It just soaks everything up. In the same way, a young child that is born to you soaks up information from the environment. She soaks it up. This is what Maria Montessori called the absorbent mind. So when you have a child that is soaking up information, it is important for you to make sure that what information that you have before the child is information the child needs. Because whether you like it or not, the child is soaking up information. That is the way God made them. I mean, imagine, how does a child born to you in, let's say you are, let's take it the other way around. You are an American, okay? You are white, and you give birth to a child in Nigeria, for example, or anywhere in Nigeria or Asia, and this child has people around them speaking the language. You may be speaking English to your child because you're an American, you're white, you speak English. Even if you were a Black American, you'll be speaking English because that's your native tongue. But the people around your child are speaking the native tongue where you are at. What happens is that your child will not only pick up English language which you speak to your child, but the child will also pick up the native tongue that people are speaking around the child. And that is why it is possible for a child that is born in a completely different land to easily pick up the language there with no no effort at all, because they're soaking in information. Whereas you, the adult, you would have to go to school to learn this language. And the fact that you go to school does not mean that you will be able to speak the language very well. You'll be able to read and write it. It does not mean that you're going to pick up the colloquial language of the people. It will depend on what you were taught. It will depend on how good you are with languages. But a child, on the other hand, between the ages of 0 to 6, just picks it up like that. This is one of the reasons why it doesn't make sense for us to start teaching children other languages we want them to learn when they are much older than that 6 years old. And that brings me to this business of teaching children French, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, whatever, when they are in primary 4. They should have started when they were in nursery school. That is how they will easily pick it up, because that is when they have the God-given gift to just absorb information. So we are talking about the absorbent mind of a child. 1, if the child does have an absorbent mind, be careful what you put in front of the child. 2, if the child does have an absorbent mind, then please be intentional about the information you put in front of your child. Whatever you do, they see. And what they see, they soak in. So if we are doing things we're not supposed to be doing, and we're thinking, the child is still a baby, the child doesn't understand. No, the child is soaking it in, because they are sponges. Their minds are sponges. That is how they learn about their environment. And it is so important for us to take this seriously. Now, another thing that Maria Montessori said was that between the ages of 0 to 3, your child has an unconscious absorbent mind, where they unconsciously just grasp and take in everything. They're not sifting. Because a lot of things that we do in our lives is we're filtering information. The child between 0 to 3 is not filtering anything. Everything is taken in. We are the ones who create these children by what we put in front of them. It is absolutely important for us to understand this. Whether you are Montessori or you're not Montessori, it does not matter. What you put in front of that child between 0 to 3 is what starts to lay the foundation of who your child is. If you are lying in front of your child will soak in lying. It's going to take so much more effort to get that child away from lying, because the foundation was based on lying. So when we look at what is going on in Nigeria today, for example, we are the ones, parents, teachers, that are laying the foundation. So we need to make sure that our children get the right foundation. All this business of the child is too small, the child does not understand, is wrong. The child may be small, the child may not understand, but the child is absorbing it. Now, let us look at the child who is between the ages of 3 to 6. Your child, welcome everybody. I can see that I have quite a number of people watching. It's great to have you here. When the child is between 3 to 6, the child has a conscious absorbent mind. That means that they've started filtering, they've started asking questions, they started picking what they take in and what they don't take in. They start choosing. For me, one of the biggest things that this means is the foundation is very important. An intentional teacher, an intentional parent will use this information to make sure that the right foundations are laid. This is the reason why at ADLO, I insist that our language teachers teach the children right from the toddler class. They start listening to people speak in different languages. And I encourage the person who is speaking in French or speaking in Yoruba at that time to just speak in those languages. Don't try and tell them 1, 2, 3, eta. No. when they learn 1, 2, 3, you bring the objects in front of them in the Montessori setting, and you show them this is 1, this is 1, 2, this is 2. You don't go, this is 1, okan, this is 1, 2, ag. No, use the language. Is either this is okan, this is okan, ag, meji, so that the child understands directly what you're talking about. No, what I'm trying to say is the child does not need you interpreting before they understand. We start creating problems because we are interpreting for the children. When the child soaks in information, they soak it in, everything. They will eventually start putting everything together when they get to the point where they're ordering, where you are classifying things. They will now start understanding those things, but they're absorbing. So what are your children absorbing today? Your 0 to 6 year olds, what are they absorbing? Part of the way that children learn is what is in their environment, and that is what they're interested in, the environment. They're not interested in learning abstract things that they can't understand. They want concrete things. So when you are teaching your children, make sure that the environment is filled with rich things. That's why when we talk about language development, we talk about filling the air with language. It is their experiences. They will soak it in. That's why you're supposed to be singing songs to them. That's why you're supposed to be reading stories to them and telling them stories and getting them to tell stories. These are the basic foundations of what is going to make your children become who they need to be, giving them all those great, rich experiences that is going to build them up into great men and women to actually help grow the nation in the future. They are tomorrow's leaders. In order for them to be tomorrow's leaders, make sure that you use the power of the absorbent mind powerfully. That is our talk for today. Tomorrow I'll be back with something else about the Montessori child. Thank you.